and codify certain provisions of the Liberian aliens.
A pleasant good morning. Welcome to this live broadcast. We are in the chambers of the House of Representatives, where this body is continuing the extraordinary session called by President Boakai. Today is the 6th day sitting of this extraordinary session, and the session has started. The communication currently being read is about an amendment into the Alien and Nationality Law that was passed by the 54th Legislature in 2022. There are going to be some amendment on it as it's been proffered by Musa Hassan. So, as we join the
bill known as the Amended Aliens and Nationality Law of 2024 aimed at undertaking long overdue general revision and modernization of the law, particularly with respect to citizenship, immigration, naturalization, employment, and gender equity, and also seeks to provide a pathway for policies and regulations that are more in tune with the current domestic and global realities, thus considering certain provisions that are repugnant. The bill follows that our citizenship, immigration, and naturalization policy has become a matter of major national concern, with questions about its effect on our national and cultural fabric. The bill emphasizes that what we do in this area is vital to the continual growth and development in our quest for a unification among Liberians, critical to our economic and social strength, pertinent to the conduct of our foreign relations, and most important, critical to our responsibilities of moral leadership in the struggle for unity, as it recognizes the significant impact that our citizenship, laws, and policies have in ensuring that all natural-born Liberians and their children enjoy equality and equity. Specifically, the bill proposals for amendment within the following areas: citizenship, suggested removal of restrictions that engender classism against natural-born Liberian citizens and their children who have dual citizenship. Entry. Make alien entry into Liberia less cumbersome and more attractive to foreign visitors and investors, and allow for reciprocity of entry requirements between Liberia and other nations. Challenging of citizenship. The bill emphasizes that only the Justice Minister shall have the exclusive rights to challenge the citizenship of individual, not private individuals, so as to avoid multiplicity of suits. Residency. Make residency most secure for aliens who are of good moral character and hold major investment in Liberia by extending the periods granted for permanent residency. Naturalization. Define clear pathways to naturalization and remove unnecessary processes that make the process cumbersome. Employment. Repeal laws that allow the immigration of unskilled and semi-skilled employment in order to encourage and require the use of available human capital in Liberia and increase employment of Liberians. Modernization.
Whenever there is disorder on the floor, the rule allows us to ask the sergeant at arms to ensure that there is order.
All right, so this is it. And this is the House of Representatives. Most time we had those kinds of disruption into the conduct of the business of the day. You saw the Deputy Chief reading a very important communication that has to do with the amendment of the Alien and Nationality Law of Liberia. You saw the disruption there from the pew. But this is Liberia, folks. So thanks for joining us. My name is Ben.
Honorable Jerry, for you, right? Honorable for your family. Honorable I got all day to be here.
And so the flow is somehow noisy here. The speaker is trying to control the flow so that members can have their respective seats. But you can see in the video, they are not doing that.
Governance. Incorporate current government entities that were not in existence at the inception of the law and clarify their functions and roles in the various processes to reflect their existing realities. Purpose of the bill. The purpose of the bill is to comply with Article 27 and 28 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia 1986, amending certain provisions of the Aliens and Nationality Act of 2022, whose objective is to create a viable and contemporary aliens and nationality laws with procedures and other functional activities comprising of regulatory, policies, administrative, and operational. The bill further seeks to protect the non-restriction of the inalienable rights of natural-born Liberians who have taken on the citizenship of other countries but not denounced Liberia's citizenship to serve their country as elected officials, thus recognizing the conditions and necessities that compel our citizens in the diaspora to seek citizenship elsewhere in the world and not subject they and their children to the discriminatory practices. Judicial Committee action. On March 13, 2024, the Judiciary Committee held a stakeholder dialogue in the conference room of the House of Representatives with key stakeholders, which include the Law Reform Commission, the President and leadership of the Liberia National Bar Association, and the members of the Liberia Immigration Service (LIS), and the Minister of Justice. The primary objective of the engagement was to solicit testimonies and entertain public and professional comments of the draft bill to amend certain provisions of the Aliens and Nationality Act so as to assist the committee in deriving recommendations as it relates to the amendment of the law. During the dialogue, the proponent of the draft bill, Honorable Musa H. Belete, made a presentation on the necessity of the bill with keen emphasis on the proposed amendment, thus outlining several reasons why the law should be amended. The Executive Director of the Law Reform Commission, Councillor Boakai Kamara, who is a professor at the Louis Arthur Grant School of Law, averred that he was overwhelmed that they were invited to discuss and present their legal opinions on a very key instrument he will always make himself available for such endeavors. He furthered that the law reform process has to be systematic with a holistic approach to amending several laws as they have been taken over by time, thus making them obsolete and antiquated, but still being referenced in current proceedings. He concluded by lauding the amendment and further advised that the Judiciary Committee work with the Ministry of Justice for the codification of our laws, which has not been done for a protracted period, whereas several provisions of the Constitution have not been operationalized. The President of the Liberia National Bar Association appreciated the provision of the law, but hastened that the legislature, before amending laws, should research the Constitution so as not to amend provision in other laws that has constitutional implications, which should only be amended based on referendum. The Justice Minister, Councillor Osiwa Tue, was proffering a legal opinion on the matter from the prosecutorial perspective, cautioned the committee that when amending certain provisions of legal instruments, the committee should be watchful of existing laws and should ensure that the amendment should not be incomplete with other laws previously enacted by the legislature. Thus, considering the spirit and intent of the framers of those laws, the Minister of Justice retired by reiterating the constitutional basis for the draft act and urged the Joint Committee to give it full recommendation. The hearing was adjourned with a message from the Chief Clerk that the Commissioner General of the Liberia Immigration Service, thus nominated but had not been confirmed by the relevant committee at the Liberian Senate, therefore did not have the legal standing and capacity to make input into the matter, as the opportunity will be given him when the bill is tabled before the Liberian Senate for concurrence. At the close of the hearing, several members of the committee in attendance made their inputs and appreciated the legal luminaries for their expert opinions into the draft bill and pledged their support to work with them as a team in consideration of future legal instruments. The host joint committee retired into an executive session and overwhelmingly considered the evidence gathered from the hearing, public comments, and its own concerns, and produced a final vote substantially similar to what had been introduced. Recommendations. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, Honorable Speaker and Deputy Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the Judiciary Committee recommends that the plenary of the House of Representatives of the 55th National Legislature passes the bill as presented in its final form. List of exhibits. 1. The proposed bill to amend the certain provision Alien and Nationality Act of 2022. 2. List of participants at the hearing. 3. Official statement of stakeholders which have been considered in the write-out. 4. Official resolution of the committee on the bill. And 5. Copy of attendance log. The foreign members of the committee have effaced their signature. 1. Honorable Martha N. Thomas, Representative District 4, Moserado County, Chairman Committee on Judiciary signed. Honorable Jerry K. Yobo signed. Honorable Smoke Moba signed. Honorable Asset G. Bani signed. Honorable Thomas Romeo Quia signed. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the report from the Committee on Judiciary on the bill to amend certain provisions of the Liberia Alien and Nationality Law of 2022 and the second reading of the bill. Thank you so much.
Inquiry, Honorable Colette.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Distinguished colleagues.
Wait for the mic. Wait for the mic.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I'm troubled by the reading of this bill on ground that I'm a member of the Committee on Judiciary, and from the reading by the Chief Clerk, because we have a dissenting opinion and did not pay our signature to this bill. I think it's a clever attempt to leave us out that we did not sign I and Honorable Foley E. family, but only call the names of those that he felt that signed the bill. So I want to give that inquiry to this plenary and also to inform the Deputy Chief Clerk. When a communication is given to you per our rule, this is a copy of the report. Whether you sign or you did not sign, your name should be mentioned in the reading. To only call the name of people who read that sign, we think that is fantastical. It has a different motive. We think it's not fair to this plenary. That the other you're always happy, but we'll say the right thing we do. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, as we proceed, I want the Liberian people to know that this bill was never signature by us, and we are not in the know, and when it's open, we'll state our unreadiness. And we are indeed a member of the Committee on Judiciary. Thank you so much. That's the inquiry I want to make.
Honorable.
At this point in time, Mr. Speaker, before we start the distinguished colleagues, it is not an information my brother and friend.
I thought you raised on a point of order.
When you were saying for me, you did not stop. You did not recognize the order for
Okay.
information.
All right, information. Honorable. Information.
It brings my imagination our member of this committee to find in wasted for no reason. Whereas
Information denied. Information denied. Honorable P. Nigeria way forward.
Deputy Speaker,
We're already on the way forward.
fellow colleagues, thank you for the recognition, Mr. Speaker. I listen keenly to the reading.
Okay, but Honorable Miana, do you want to proceed on this issue? Honorable Koluba, don't worry, you'll go rest pretty soon.
So, Mr. Speaker, if I will continue,
Your information was denied, Honorable Thomas. Information denied. Honorable, we already have way forward with Honorable P. Nigeria.
thank you, Honorable Speaker. I listen keenly to the reading of this report from the Judiciary Committee. Let me first of all say thank you to the committee. I think the committee did well, and I followed the reading. Honorable Speaker, fellow colleagues, according to the reading of this report, the hearing that was conducted as read by the Chief Clerk, that the immigration boss was invited, but he could not make a comment because at that time he was. I'm coming in, Mr. I just laid the premise. Way foul. And according to the report, he could not make a comment because he was not confirmed. This reading is about a law referencing alien and nationality matters in our country. And the Bureau of Immigration is one of the major branches of government that refers to alien law in this country. Honorable Speaker, having said that and listened to the reading, the way forward I'd like to suggest is that this second reading be considered but returned to the committee so that they can consider the opinion of the immigration, the opinion of the gender ministry, and all other people that are supposed to participate in this reading, in this law that did not participate. So we gave the committee 2 other weeks to include the relevant bodies of government, including the comments from the Minister of Justice, who calls for codification of the law, so that all of these considerations can be mentioned in the report for the third reading. Again, I would suggest that the committee takes the report back and report in 2 weeks. I so move.
It has been moved and seconded that the report this reading be considered the second reading, and the report be returned to the committee for further investigation, including the opinion and consultation with the Immigration Service. Are you ready to vote? Already, Honorable Mama, please.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues. To the movement, I will be ready to vote if these committees can be added to the committee.
Which committee?
On the Committee on Foreign Affairs and the Committee on Security. Because it will help us that the judiciary and also the immigration, they were able to bring them and everyone will have to the movement. Committee on Foreign Affairs and Committee on Security to be added. Because we have immigration, we have justice.
Honorable, you've already asked me.
Any
law about aliens and about nationality,
Are you ready to vote? Already, Honorable Paul.
Where is Paul?
Yes, I'm to right?
Honorable Presiding, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I listened to the reading of the report by the chief clerk. But what was not made clear is that the provision of the law, the reading only said certain provision of the law. So what doubts me here is, what is this certain provision of the law that has been amended that we are talking about here? It's not there. So we'd like to know from the proponent of this bill to please say to us what is this certain provision of the alien nationality law that we are amending.
No, you are ordered to vote. There's a motion on the floor. Are you ready to vote? Already, Honorable Young
That's
Fomo.
my readiness, Mr. Speaker. I have to ready to know that's my readiness. That's my readiness. I have to ready to vote. What is the thing that I'm vote for?
No, you're already there.
Honorable Speaker,
against it.
Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, let me first of all extend my appreciation to the committee for this work. Let me also emphasize that this bill is a critical bill that also has constitutional implications. I also will be ready to vote to the movement if the committee on good governance and reform can be added to also take part in the process, because it's a major reform process we're going through.
Laws of this country to cut across, and it is important, and I want to accept that the committee in reference to be added as well.
Are you ready to vote? I'm ready, Honorable Colette.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, to the movement. First, let me say to the proponent of this bill, congratulations.
Honorable Colette.
Thank you for the job. To the movement, I will be ready to vote, taking into consideration if the following amendments are made. 1, that the Committee on Judiciary not having the first hearing, yet to have a first hearing on this bill. 2, that that Mr. Speaker, Atiba 1 million times. That this bill having been read today, not open to plenary, but right after reading, encouraging to find a way for not open to plenary to have a word and pleasure parliamentarily. It cannot constitute a second reading, so it remains on the stage of the first reading. So, Mr. Movement, I know as a veteran you accept parliamentary in good faith. Thank you.
To the movement.
To the honorable gentleman, according to legislative practice, the first appearance of a law is when it is read for the first time. So if you say that the law did not get its first reading, no.
Information, Speaker. No, not what I said.
No, that's not a bill. Honorable, you either accept or reject.
Not what I said. You didn't get me.
You either accept or reject.
Honorable Speaker, just give me the time, please.
Not what I said.
Looking forward to what we've already made a motion on to return the bill in practice, legislative practice. We have different appearances. The first, the second. The fact that the document is going back to the committee is already a denial, so I reject.
Are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, no. The bill is returned on its second reading to the Committee on Judiciary, Foreign Affairs, Security for further action. Next.
Communication from Honorable Thomas Rojo Queer. April 2024. Dear Honorable Speaker.
Alright, folks, so thanks for following us. This is our live. Thanks for being there. Join us and we shall come on for another live video. We're here in the chambers of the house. Thanks for following us. Bye bye. My name is Prince. I'm out.